In this session, we'll assemble an L bracket, a bushing, and a washer into a subassembly. We'll start by selecting the drop-down menu, File, followed by selecting the option New. And then click on the Assembly Radio button, followed by keying in the name Support. Now we'll uncheck the Use Default Template option and then click on OK. We'll next select the Millimeter Assembly Design template, followed by clicking on the OK button. In order to bring in our first component, we will now click on the Add Component icon and then locate the part file LBRAC. Since we wish to align the datum planes of the bracket with the assembly datum planes, we'll first set the constraint type to default in the dashboard, followed by clicking on the check mark icon. We'll now turn off the display of the datum planes. In order to add the next component, we'll select the Add Component icon again, and then open the bushing part file. The constraint type is now currently set to automatic, which is what we'll use to start the assembly process. We'll now click on the outer cylindrical surface of the bushing, and then click on the cylindrical surface of the large hole in the bracket. As you can see in the status area of the dashboard, the components are only partially constrained. We must therefore add more constraints. We'll start by clicking on the flat face of the bushing, and again leave the constraint type set to automatic, followed by clicking on the flat face of the L bracket. The offset type will now be set so that the two surfaces will be coincident. Notice that the placement status message now indicates that the two parts are fully constrained, so we'll click on the Accept icon. To complete the subassembly, we'll now add a washer. We'll again start with the Add Component icon, followed by selecting the part file, Washer. We'll start by clicking on the axis of the washer, followed by clicking on the axis of the large hole in the L bracket. For the next constraint, we'll click on the inside flat face of the washer after rotating the display, followed by rotating the display again and then clicking on the flat face of the bushing. And then we'll specify that the two surfaces are coincident. As we can see in the placement status area, the parts are now fully constrained, so we'll click on the Accept icon, followed by saving the subassembly.